What's up guys, Noor here and welcome to Book of Showtime Chapter 29. As always, if you have a topic you'd like for me to cover for Book of Showtime, be sure to leave it in the comment section down below or anywhere you can reach me on social media or the Book of Showtime Discord. So WWE 2K23 has been out for pretty much half a year at this point, and while the game has been great, it could be a lot better. And it's never too early to start wishing for what we'd like to see improved on in the next iteration. Following its one-year hiatus after the poor reception to 2K20, 2K22 reintroduced WWE games in a huge way, and 2K23 was a stellar follow-up, but as always with these games, there's room for improvement. In today's chapter, I will be going over 7 things that I would like to see in WWE 2K24. Honorable mention, Ken Shamrock. This is a pure self-indulgent post, okay? Ken Shamrock is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, but because his stint in WWE was pretty short, he's largely forgotten by most fans. So a fun fact, because he was billed as the world's most dangerous man, he never lost clean. No matter if he was a heel or a face, there was always some shenanigans in his losses. Plus, he had one of my all-time favorite themes. It's a really awesome theme. You guys should go listen to it. He's only appeared in a handful of WWE console games, most recently in 2K16, and while there's really no chance of him coming back unless, they do some type of showcase mode that has the attitude or whatever, it would still be awesome to see him in the game. Number 7, abandon last gen. I'm going to keep it a buck, and this might be a little bit of a hot take, but a lot of games need to just leave the PS4 and the Xbox One in the past. As of this recording, it's not too hard to get the newer machines as it once was. I've seen stores like Micro Center have up to 10 PS5s in stock, so it's just a matter of kind of going and getting them when you have the cash. Older systems have actually held back next-gen games like Modern Warfare 2 and God of War Ragnarok from their full potential, and you have to wonder how much 2K is held up here, still developing for the older machines. With live service elements like My Faction in the game, 2K is more or less aiming to have a unified experience between generations, and to me, that just holds back innovation. These wrestling games, they're really rooted in their physics engine, and seeing a wrestling game really harness next gen would bring out the most in 2K. Number 6, mid-year updates. While WWE games get a steady flow of DLC, it would be nice to see a large-scale free update added to the game to bring it up with the current WWE landscape. 2K23 was released a little bit before WrestleMania, and if you're watching this the day it comes out, SummerSlam is tomorrow, and a lot has changed since WrestleMania. Big issue with WWE games is that they're sometimes out of date by the time the game ships. Take Dominic Mysterio for example. He's been with the Judgment Day for quite some time, but when 2K launched, he was still with his face persona and allied with his father. This update can also change stats in addition to the cosmetic changes for current stars, as well as add in any popular wrestlers that might have come into the fold since launch. Bray Wyatt being DLC is a little disappointing as he returned long before the game was released, and I get that scanning and adding in characters takes time and can be expensive, but it would be a nice gesture to the fans if he had been patched in for free. Number 5, beta. The online experience for 2K this year is subpar. I play a lot, I try to play a lot with my friends Tyler and Ben, who are such class acts, but the lobbies will just outright crash with no warning, or we'll be 10 minutes into a match and it just disconnects, and funny enough, as of this recording, they really haven't been fixed. Historically, the online experience in WWE games has been hit or miss, and this year it's unfortunately a miss. This is the major blemish on what is pretty much a really solid game. This is where a beta would help out big time, and I know WWE games and sports games period, they usually don't beta, but it would be great to stress test the game so I can beat Ben and Tyler with no excuses. Number 4, crossplay. We have crossplay when it comes to community creations, which is amazing, but come on, we need real crossplay. In fact, every game needs crossplay by this point. How long until it's just a problem that a game doesn't have it? Seriously. We still get excited when games launch with crossplay, but eventually it's going to be a problem when they don't launch with crossplay. There's really nothing more I have to say on this topic. I don't have to sell you on why this game needs crossplay, it just does, they all do. I feel like we as consumers are penalized for having a preference of consoles. I just like playing stuff on Xbox. I like the Xbox controller when it comes to shooters, but what if all my friends get it on PlayStation? I feel like I'm forced to get a game on PlayStation. Number 3, 2 cover stars. The last 2 iterations have featured Rey Mysterio and John Cena as the cover stars, and being that these 2 legends are the subject of the showcase, it makes sense. But I feel for the standard editions of the game, the cover star should be a new wrestler from the last 3 or 4 years or so, like Bianca Belair, a new rising star. 2K24 has a showcase mode, which my money is on either an Undertaker mode, a Triple H mode, or 40 years of WrestleMania. The focus of that should be the cover of the special editions, like how 2K does for their basketball games. Same company, so this concept shouldn't be foreign to them. In fact, tell me down below, who would you like to see on the cover of the next WWE game? Me personally, I would really like to see Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley. I think a woman should be solo on the cover this year. Number 2, Royal Rumble entrances. This was something that was taken away in either 13 or 14. I can't remember. I kind of skipped 13 and it wasn't there in 14 for sure. For those of you that don't know, for a short time in the WWE games, you could see wrestlers do unique animations for the Rumble. I think that started in SVR 2010, which is one of my favorite SVR games. Like Triple H, he would do his water spit, and Cena would do his salute before he runs down to the ring. It was reserved for the biggest of stars, but it was still unique and added to the presentation of the game. With sports games, period, I feel like the presentation is a big factor in what makes the game good. Now, with the rosters as big as they are, it's probably a lot more time consuming and expensive to do, but it's something a lot of wrestling fans would appreciate. Imagine if LA Knight came out and he points to the crowd and everyone goes, LA Knight, yeah! That would be really cool. And number 1, local co-op online. So this came up for me a few months back when my friend Ben, he wasn't home. I talk about Ben a lot, by the way. But he wasn't home, but I saw he was online playing 2K23, and I wanted to play with him, but he was with other people. And this got me thinking, what if 2 people on the same machine could matchmake and play online together? Local co-op is kind of rare these days, but it's easy to do local co-op when you have a game like wrestling, and local online is even rarer, so this would be something extremely cool to have. I don't know many people who would take advantage of this personally, but I think it's something that would be really good to have just in case. One thing that probably holds back a lot of games from having local online co-op is that you have this massive HUD, but in wrestling games, everything is kind of on one screen. Everyone sees the same thing, so it's really easy to have this feature. So 2K, I know you're watching, please add local co-op online. So maybe if my older brothers or my cousins come over, we can still play with my friends. It would be awesome. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below what you would like to see in WWE 2K24. Inshallah, I will see you in the next chapter.